A friend shared this article with me. Dear Penny, I refuse to sign my boyfriend's $5,000 a month mortgage. Am I wrong? Off the title alone, absolutely not. What the heck? Why do you even have to ask this question? Okay, we already established that no, she's not wrong, and this should be an ex boyfriend.
Yeah, there's two key words in this. One is boyfriend, two is a $5,000 mortgage for a house that she will not own. If not, you don't sign for a $5,000 mortgage for anybody, really, quite honestly. But at the very least, you don't. I mean, you don't sign it for just some guy who's just your boyfriend. I'm sorry. I know that there's extended relationships, which I'm not sure if I believe wholeheartedly in. But no, let's keep this going. Welcome, Team Mama. Welcome, Mistress Newbie. Let's keep it going, everybody. If you can hear me okay, please put a one in the chat so I know I'm live. Here we go.
But let's see what the article says. So this is not the couple. It's just a random stock picture. I just want to put that out there. But she says, Dear Penny, my boyfriend's mother passed away in 2022. In 2000, she refinanced her deceased mother's brownstone. She had her name and her two adult sons' names on the deed. At some point, the house went into pre-foreclosure. She refinanced again, but this time she had to remove her sons' names from the deed. In 2022, his mom was in and out of the hospital. At one point, she was released from the hospital and doing well. I created a list of financial questions my boyfriend needed to ask his mother while she was in recovery.
Let me pause this. What's very interesting is that it's almost like the man forced the woman into the leadership role. She is handling all the finances, as you can see, as far as trying to deal with this financial struggle. There's nothing wrong with that because she's probably, maybe well versed in this. The problem is that he starts asking her to do things for him that really only married couples are supposed to be doing. So I mean, then it comes into, well, she's just, helping him out or whatever. This is some major help here. You're talking about home ownership, but let's keep it going. Nothing wrong with that either, but it gets worse.
I was unaware of the above information regarding the deed at the time. Now, keep in mind, this is a girlfriend doing the mental and financial load for this man who is her boyfriend. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Later on, I realized he hadn't approached his mother about her finances. It's been 8 months since his mother's passing, and the mortgage lender has proceeded with foreclosure. He signed an agreement with the lender saying he will refinance the home. He has worked in construction on occasion, but has no pay stubs to show. He asked me to refinance.
That's a little bit shaky right there. That tells me that let's go back on this one more time. I think it's very important we listen to this. By the way, this is by Burb and Bougie. You need to like and to subscribe. She's a great, great content creator. Burb and Bougie. BURBN as in and Bougie, all in one word. Burb and Bougie. Here we go.
Proceeded with foreclosure. He signed an agreement with the lender saying he will refinance the home. He has worked in construction on occasion, but has no pay stubs to show. He asked me to refinance the home in my name and connected me to a lender.
Wow. Listen to that again. Remember, this is boyfriend, girlfriend. This is not husband and wife. Listen.
To show. He asked me to refinance the home in my name and connected me to a lender. So this is saying red flags. This is saying homosexual. There's no
basically
M in there. I don't know why autocorrect changes it, but keep that in mind. Let's keep it moving. The monthly mortgage would be $5,000. He doesn't make enough for the electricity bill, water, etc. I do not make that much. The lender was saying that I have a great credit score, which made my boyfriend happy. I decided not to sign off.
She had to make him happy by showing her credit score. Well, I mean, that's another flag.
On any paperwork and told my boyfriend that I don't make that kind of money. Although I have my own apartment, I've been staying with him for I've been staying with him for the time leading up to his mother's passing. I recently found out my landlord will not renew my lease. At the same time, I got a job offer that will be 3 hours away from where I live. I had this conversation with him last week about finding an apartment upstate and having a fresh start elsewhere. But he, y'all,
Notice it sounds like to me she's the one making the money because he occasionally works um a construction job. So already we see a problem. I mean, this is already a problem. And ladies, you have to identify this. If you have any friends that are in this situation, you got to help them out of it. At the very least, and I know I'm getting bossy today, but at the very least, let them know that what they're doing, taking care of a man, is not normal. And the reason why you would just want to at least suggest that is that to let them know, okay, that those little words, those little red flags they see are actually real red flags. They're not fake red flags. A lot of times you may have been in this situation yourself where you thought it was a red flag, but you needed really somebody to confirm it for you before moving forward with the appropriate actions. And that is what you may be doing. You're never going to convince or tell anybody what to do. They're never going to change their mind. But if they're uneasy or see red flags, you may give them the little nudge in the right direction for them to change their life in a positive way. Let me keep this going.
the fact that he got excited about her credit score is more red flags.
Absolutely.
And he doesn't have enough to cover the main bills, let alone the mortgage. So he's not even a light bill Larry. He refused to hear me and became upset, saying, I'm going to make him homeless because I won't.
Oh my God, pure manipulation. I'm no expert, but that's pure manipulation. He's getting mad at her because she will not pay for his house, literally.
Refinance his home. I asked him whether there are other options. He said the options are to refinance or sell. And he has made it clear since
He's not a boyfriend, he's a swindler, but we'll keep it going. By the way, everybody, please do put a thumbs up. It's free 99. It's free 99 for just hitting the like button. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
beginning, he will not sell the home under any circumstance. Prior to all of this, when I found out his name was no
And that's him being illogical. I thought Kevin Samuel said that men are logical and women are emotional. But if you listen to this again, I'm going to play it back a little bit, but here we go. Listen.
circumstance. Prior to all of this, when I found out his name was no longer on the deed,
Wow. His name was taken off the deed, probably because when his mother needed to refinance, that his credit was so bad that they needed to take him off the deed. Okay. Because for two reasons. One, his credit score was probably horrible. And two, he probably didn't have any income, substantial income to report. So he was seen as a liability. Therefore, they wanted him off the deed. Yep. That's how they do it.
she did keeps doing all of this work for him. I researched a probate lawyer for him and made a partial payment for the retainer fee.
Oh my God. Now he's got her paying a retainer fee, but he's the leader, right? Leading her down the plank, maybe, but not in a good way. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
He agreed to pay the other half, but has yet to do so.
Of course. Of course. That's at least 6 red flags we've hit. Let's keep it going.
So she's still pulling this man along. He's a homosexual. He's not in tune to any of his own financial needs. But she is the reason why he's going to be homeless because she is not filling the mommy role like she's supposed to.
Right. Exactly.
It should say my ex-boyfriend, but it doesn't. It says, although my
it really does. It should say ex-boyfriend.
boyfriend has not contacted me since then, I feel I made the right choice. To what extent could I have been financially ruined? You made the right decision.
Oh my God. Did you ever? I agree with Bourbon Bougie so much right here. You dodged, not only did you make the right decision, you dodged a huge bullet. Hopefully he's an ex-boyfriend. Let's keep it going.
He's a homosexual. You should not be signing on any financial decisions or credit decisions with a person like this who does not have any standing or any understanding of his own financial health. This is wild. This should not have been a question, but this was back in December 2022. This was before I was making content. So now, we're spreading the word to not do this anymore.
Absolutely.
Okay, now here's the penny hoarder lady. Dear D, when you take out a mortgage you can't make payments on, the bank eventually forecloses on the home. A foreclosure judgment stays on your credit report for 7 years. During that time, you face an uphill battle whenever you need financing or want to rent a home. Because the foreclosure tanks your credit score by 100 points or more, you'll often have to pay a security deposit for things like utility bills that are typically waived for those with healthy credit.
Yeah. So basically, he was asking this woman to destroy her credit. This is common. This is very common.
But none of those things are going to happen to you. That's because you trusted your gut, not your boyfriend or a sketchy lender pressuring you to take on a $5,000 a month mortgage you can't afford. $5,000 is just wild to me, y'all.
I mean,
I'm assuming
$5,000, that for, that's a big house. What she should have said is, I'll buy the house. Basically, she was buying the house for him. Man, the fact that he asked her to do that, is enough is a big enough red flag to say you need to get out of that situation, that relationship. Welcome, Rich. Welcome, Team Mama, Mistress Newbie in the house. Rich says she was literally doing too much. Yeah, she was just going to the lawyer and doing that other stuff. That's way too much. It sounded like this guy didn't want to do anything. That's the thing. It would have been different if he was working, 5 days a week to try to, make up some of that money or something. But, and improve his own credit score. He didn't try to do any of that. He just didn't care. Mr. Snoopy says this, yikes, my mortgage is not even $1,000. Yeah, $5,000. That better be and I doubt it is, a huge not a huge mansion. A mansion would be more probably, but that should be a very large, very high value house, but I don't think it is. Let's keep it going.
Your boyfriend has been staying in the brownstone since the time of his mother's death. Ignore his whining about how your decision will leave him homeless. He needs to take responsibility for building his credit and work history. It's unfortunate he'll have to move, but that's not your problem, especially now that it sounds like this relationship is over. Had you refinanced a mortgage in your name that you couldn't afford, you both ultimately wind up without a place to live. You'd simply be putting off the inevitable.
Basically, it's funny. Remember when the guys were, the fellas were over there in the manosphere were talking about, look, she's getting evicted, or, something like that, or she got foreclosed on. A lot of the reasons women were getting evicted or foreclosed on is because they had some dude that was in their life that wasn't helping them out, because and they were both living in the same house. Those stories didn't get out there. They didn't sneak those in. A good example of somebody who did that was Angry Man. He did something like that. Let me keep it going. Allegedly.
And I want to pause right here. Last year, it was a big thing where people were talking about Black women and our evictions and blah, blah, blah. A lot of the times it's because of people like this who don't have a grasp on their credit.
She read my mind. I didn't see this far into the video. So she's telling you in more eloquent way exactly what I'll say.
Signing off on these men. And we have got to stop doing this. We have got to put our financial health ahead of these people. And we have got to stop doing this wildness. These thoughts shouldn't even be in your mind. Do not take on somebody else's finances. This is absolutely wild. Just stop doing this. That way, our eviction rates, can become healthier, decrease. Our credit scores can get healthier. Our bodies can get healthier. Our stress levels can decrease. Our skin can get healthier. Our all of that. All right. Since you have a new job offer, this sounds like the perfect time for a fresh start. If you have the credit and the income to get approved for a $5,000 monthly mortgage, you couldn't have a problem renting a new place upstate on your own.
Right.
Putting your name on
But
any
my thing is this: is that if you can, she might be short to cash, but if she could, I would implore her to buy. Buying a house is usually, believe it or not, month to month, it's cheaper than renting a house. Think about it like this. Some some rentals, they want first and last and a deposit of the same. That could be nearly $7,000. Buying a house, that sometimes if you're especially if your credit score is real, I mean your credit score is exemplary, it might be around the same price for the down payment. So why would you want to rent when you can buy? I think we have to have I have to definitely, I keep rescheduling get your money on, but I definitely have to reschedule and put in get your money on so we can talk about financial responsibility. Not responsible, financial enhancement and responsibility, because hey, a lot of you are already responsible, but maybe just a little touch on telling you how to be even more effective with your money. Let me keep going here. Here we go.
Any financial document can have lasting consequences. If you're ever faced with signing a mortgage or any other financing contract with a partner, make sure you're doing so because you want to build a life together, not because you're being pressured. Y'all, um, I know that you guys see me getting a little rowdy about this, and it's because that so many of us need so much hand holding for validation for what should be common sense. And we're going to keep talking about this type of stuff until it is second nature. Financial health goes along with physical, mental, emotional, all of that, because things like this will have you stressed out. It will, impact your mental capacity. It could impact your physical health if you're stressed out. And your financial health can impact you. So doing something like this can impact you and for like a decade or two. Please don't get caught up with these people that don't know how to take care of their own health. Now, what is interesting, I posted this on my page, my Facebook page, and I did that so that I could remember to come back to it. I believe that a person like this is parasitic.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to save a little bit because I'm going to save the rest. If you really want to hear the rest of what Bourbon Bougie is talking about, make sure you go over to her channel and check her out. We're going to keep this rolling. This is Black men leading, uh, who lead. Uh, I'm sorry, Black men who lead and the women who love them. Tonight, we're going to go over good Black men. We are going over men that are responsible. We are going over everything that the first video isn't, as far as the type of person, the type of man. We're going to start off with the superstar right now. Let's start off with the Green Bay Packers quarterback, Jordan Love. Here we go.
All of it. I mean, it's obviously loud. That was a big game, and all was strong, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of factors coming into it, but this whole team's focused on just making sure we get that win and moving on, because we know exactly what's in front of us, and we're trying to get in the playoffs. So, I don't think any of those things were.
Let me know if you can hear the video okay. If you can put a one in the chat if the video volume is where it needs to be. Let's see. Ellen says this. What is your opinion on a $7,900 a month apartment? Is that purchase or is that rental? I know. I think if I remember, Ellen, you're in the Bay Area, and things are ridiculously priced there. But even in the Bay Area, that is very high. Why seeking knowledge? Welcome. The volume is kind of low. Let me get it up a little bit more here. Let me work on that. Okay, that should get it up a little bit. Oh my God, yeah. So, um, I would strongly recommend maybe finding a home you can buy. Even in the Bay Area, you can get a home, a whole home that you own for 8,000 a month. I guarantee. I know you can. I know that's capable. Unless there is some uh, extreme reason why um, you want to invest in a rental for that much a month. I wouldn't do it. That's the best I can tell you because I can't tell you what to do, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be paying $8,000 a month, you know, for an apartment that I am renting. No, I can say that much. I think that's the brunt of it. Yeah, a home is the best thing to do. I am telling you. Um, I think you will thank me later for saying that no, renting anything for $8,000 a month is a no. So yeah, um, I understand that some people do it. Welcome, Tam. Welcome, Tam. I know that some people do it, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. No, even if I could afford 8,000 a month, I wouldn't do it. It just wouldn't. It would. I wouldn't feel good about it.
Too much for us, and we showed that tonight.
Where you took the field that's
Okay, I want to make sure this. I just noticed that this is a major outlet, so I'm going to stop it right here.
Yeah, I saw
This is
that.
Jordan Love, though. Jordan Love. They were the funny thing about this is what I find is that you could almost put him in the category of a struggle QB, and what I mean is that not that he's not good because he is, but um, he had to struggle to get to where he was. He had to wait some years, and people doubted him and all this kind of stuff. But he made it. He's making it now. They finally realized he was good. I always thought he was good. I thought he was fine. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, um, people that doubt talent that I know that I see talent in, they miss it. Like for example, I think um, the Fields kid in Chicago is good too. But they were doubting him. They still right now are saying that they should go to the draft and get another QB. I guarantee you not. If he ends up on the Steelers, he's going to be tearing it up. He's going to be tearing it up. If he go if no nobody else picks him up. But that's so we're going to go back here to Jordan Love. But yeah, it's funny how a lot of the black quarterbacks in the NFL are strongly doubted. You know, but um with the exception of one, which is the quarterback for uh, the Houston team. They always thought from the beginning he was throwing rockets. So they love him though. So they love him there. But let's go to Jordan's girlfriend. He has a girlfriend who he loves very much, I believe. And I want to show you a version of an equally yoked love and basketball couple because um, she is equally yoked as him. They're both athletes. She's tops in her sport, and he's tops in his. So she's leading her team. She's leading her team. This is Ronica Stone. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back. Yeah, let me keep it going.
And as long as it doesn't become a distraction on the court and while we start, then I think we're going to continue. I mean, if anyone wants to challenge me, we can have a dance battle. But yeah, no, I'm the best.
All right. So she got, you know. So so that's Jordan Love's girlfriend. So you see how intelligent and well, what should I say? How intelligent and well-spoken both of them are. They're definitely a good couple. Let's just put it that way. I thought I had another video of them together, but I can't. Let's see what this one is.
Ooh, that sugar sweet. You got butter.
No. Don't want to play that music. Don't want to play the music. Let's see what this is. Okay, now that's just her working out. Let's keep this rolling. Let me go back. Okay. So let's get into Lamar Jackson. Here we go.
From the football field to his off-field adventures, get ready to explore the unique lifestyle of NFL superstar Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, the mighty quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, is a true superstar of the NFL. Despite facing some tough times growing up in Florida, including losing his father and grandmother at a young age, Jackson never let go of his dreams. Starting at just 8 years old, he honed his football skills with relentless determination. All that effort paid off when he became a top-notch quarterback in high school, and later, the University of Louisville's first ever Heisman Trophy champion. Lamar Jackson's story is a testament to the power of hard work and unwavering commitment to one's goals. Lamar Jackson was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens back in 2018, and he's been winning over fans ever since. He signed a sweet rookie contract and has been instrumental in the team's success over the years. As it stands, Lamar is worth a cool $40 million, but that's not even the most exciting part. In April 2023, he made headlines by landing a record-breaking 5-year contract worth a whopping $260 million, making him the highest-paid player in NFL history. And
Guess how he got the money? They got mad at him for it. It took a long time, but guess what? It was him and his mom. It was him and his mom.
And get this, he managed to do it all on his own, without any help from an agent. But what really sets Lamar
His mom was his agent, actually, but we'll keep it going.
apart isn't just his talent on the field, it's also his extravagant lifestyle off the field that's got people talking. Shortly after signing his contract with the Ravens in 2018, Lamar Jackson indulged in a lavish purchase of a mansion worth $1.3 million in Owings Mills, Maryland.
Now, I don't know about you, but that's a smart purchase. I mean, we have these guys out here that are trying to buy $25 million houses. That's a smart buy. I mean, that's really, I don't know the value of Owings Mill, Maryland, but that's a smart buy. I mean, if it is indeed a mansion almost anywhere is worth $1 million. So smart.
As a rookie, he had mentioned that the 8-bedroom property was his first ever acquisition after joining the NFL. The brick mansion features spacious 9-foot-high ceilings, a stunning spiral staircase, polished hardwood floors, large windows overlooking the lush green garden, and a modern lobby. In addition to these features,
Nice.
The interior is decorated with luxurious amenities such as a gym, recreation area, private pool, bar, 2 fireplaces, a 3-car garage, an office, and even a spa. It's evident that Lamar spared no expense in creating a comfortable home that meets all of his needs, making it the perfect residence for the talented athlete. If you're enjoying this content,
Yeah, $1.3 million I'm telling you, normal people buy a $1.3 million. I have a friend who owns a $1.7 million house. So, and it's not for him. I'm glad that he didn't overdo it. Let's put it that way. It's just for him. It's probably a really nice area and really nice spot. Way to go. Didn't rent,
Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, leave a comment, hit the bell notification so you never miss a video. Let's continue. When it comes to cars, Lamar Jackson has made sure to invest in some sweet rides with his NFL money, but details on his collection are scarce. However, it has been confirmed that Lamar owns a slick Mercedes-Benz SL500 Grand Edition, which reportedly costs up to $125,000. Although there's speculation that Jackson added his style to the car with multiple customizations and
That is so cool. So added all that stuff to it. Let me go to. Oh, let's go to his girlfriend. Let's go to Lamar's girlfriend real quick. Here we go. Right there, I think.
with his jersey number, of course. And it seems like Lamar's latest venture is off to a flying start. Feedback from the brand's website suggests that it's doing pretty darn well. The
Okay,
brand's
let me stop that right there. And right here. Okay, here we go.
Jackson's love life. He's been committed to his college sweetheart, Jamie Taylor, since their days at the University of
Here's Jamie. Let me go back a little bit. Okay.
Jackson isn't just dominating the field, he's also making moves in the fashion game. When it comes to Lamar Jackson's love life, he's been committed to his college sweetheart, Jamie Taylor.
He's been committed. Okay, let's listen to that again because this is where a lot of other men fall off.
Dominating the field, he's also making moves in the fashion game. When it comes to Lamar Jackson's love life, he's been committed to his college sweetheart, Jamie Taylor, since their days at the University of Louisville. Although the couple prefers to keep things hush-hush, we've managed to dig up some juicy details. In a recent interview with the Baltimore Ravens, Taylor spilled the tea on how she deals with criticism, taking Lamar's advice to heart and staying true to herself. Plus, in a spooky Halloween interview back in 2019, we found out that Taylor is a die-hard Harry Potter fan, and Lamar even dressed up as the boy wizard for the occasion.
That is so cute that he did that for her. Okay, that's what you call real love. It's like when you know someone you care about does things, for you without you having to ask. That's cool. That's cool. That's what it's all about. Let me keep it going.
And let's not forget that Taylor is a fellow African American, making their love story all the more special.
You notice how it's wait, let me play that again. Even white folks know that's because most football players, what do? They go for preference. Here we go.
And Lamar even dressed up as the boy wizard for the occasion. And let's not forget that Taylor is a fellow African American, making their love story all the more special. Lamar Jackson's wealth is not just limited to his NFL salary. He also has several endorsement deals with Oakley Inc.,
Oakley,
which have helped him earn even more money. And with his talent and popularity only growing, we can only imagine how much more he will make in the future. Despite all of his success and wealth, Lamar Jackson remains grounded and humble. He frequently gives back to his community, and he is known for his kind heart and generosity. In 2018, Jackson organized an autograph signing event in Louisville, which raised $29,000 for charity. Out of this amount, $25,000 was donated to Blessings in a Backpack, and the remaining $4,000 was given to Mission for Hope. It's incredibly inspiring to see how Lamar Jackson has genuine care for his community.
Yep. Genuine care for his community, which is something that most of the men in the manosphere don't have. And I'm sorry for bringing them up every time, but we have to have a benchmark of men that we can measure. So here's the issue that we have. Here are real role models in Jordan Love and Lamar Jackson. But if you would go to most outlets, as far as being role models, they're ignored. You know who they do love though? You know who these men over here do love, which is why I feel a little bit pessimistic sometimes, is they love them some Boozy. They love them. Break it down.
Boozy
break it down for us, Bourbon Bougie. Tell us about Boozy. Bourbon Bougie talking about Boozy. Here we go.
things to say about the color purple. Now,
Welcome, Brina West.
The Color Purple is based on a book that was released in 1982. The Color Purple, it's decades old. It's almost as old as me. It was written by Alice Walker. And when she released the book and when the subsequent movie came out in 1985, there were criticisms abound about The Color Purple. The scenes in The Color Purple are not new. The criticisms from the Ashgardians, the Dusties, the Otises, the Willie Earls are now being it's on repeat from the Dustaviuses, the Ashgardians of now, the Broctaviuses, the Gloctaviuses of right now. This movie came out in 1985, y'all. These concepts are not new, but let's talk about Boosie. He says in all caps, I had to walk out of this Color Purple movie, and two other older couples walked out also because I had my little girls with me, and it seemed like a rainbow love story. Good acting, but whoever wrote the script is pushing a narrative hard. As a parent, I will not let my little girl watch this film.
Man, oh man, let's keep it going.
It, this is the reason for that common stereotype that if you want to hide anything, hide it in a book. Because this movie has been part of the Black experience for 4 decades. Like the gall at there being a lesbian couple. But he's outraged about that. But he is not outraged about the other themes in this movie. The other themes in this movie do not speak.
Nor is he outraged about the stuff he raps about. See, he doesn't mind men exploiting women. He doesn't mind that, but he has a problem with the lesbian couple. That's quite amazing. And he has droves of young men that want to follow in his footsteps.
Particularly well of of some of the experiences of Black women, and that is what got the critique going 4 decades ago. We do need to talk about some of these comments because some of these comments highlight his hypocrisy. Mr. Worldwide said, but the beating, raping, and selling of Black women and children was tolerable. Now, I know that back when Alice Walker wrote this book, it was like shocking that a Black woman would put this stuff out here because, speaking of these types of things and the experiences of Black women was, taboo back then. And this happened. These types of things were happening. It's just not enough women were speaking about their experiences within the dynamics of relationships because racism. Now we got to the point where intersectional racism and the intersectional experiences of Black women are coming to the forefront where, yes, we can experience both sexism and racism simply by being born Black and a woman. It happens. And so these types of things were happening, but it's so normalized that people don't even think to be appalled by that.
Right.
It's just kind of normalized. Okay, then this person says, so he ain't never seen the original movie because I know he ain't read the book. I mean, I only asked.
Welcome, Queen Award. Welcome, Rich Rich. Welcome, Mr. Snoopy. Welcome, Ellen Ripley, Brina West. We're going to keep this going. Who else is up in here? Tam is here. Why Seeking Knowledge is here. I'm going to drop the link soon because I think I want to start getting some feedback on some of this.
Asked because he was fine with his daughter seeing molestation, pedophilia, and domestic abuse. Like, what is wrong with these people? Okay, this person says, I know this ain't the same man who bragged about hiring women to perform sexual acts on his underage sons and cousins at his son's birthday party. That is because women in these types of people's minds are supposed to be here for the pleasure and gratification of these people. That's what women are supposed to be here for. They're not supposed to be here to form human relationships with people that they deem inappropriate, like other women, or based in a relationship where the woman has full control of her own humanity. This person says, but is it one of your daughters? Never mind. Yes, one of his daughters is a lesbian. So, like, the fact that he has such a visceral reaction is probably just simply projection. And the fact that he has no reaction to the treatment of women and children in this movie is because he is,
He is the purveyor of that. He does that stuff.
That's normal to his eyes. That's normal. The discourse of what the color purple represented has been going on since Alice Walker's book, and the movie came out in the 80s. Okay, so a quote from Alice Walker: I belong to a people, heart and soul, who do not trust mirrors, not those in any case in which ourselves appear. What does that mean? Reflecting us back to us will get some backlash because it's not always pretty. Now, we could talk all day about systemic racism, racism of Karens, police involved shootings, all of that. But soon as we start talking about things that are going on within the household, within the community, and it doesn't highlight a certain demographic that well, oh, you better hush your mouth, hush your mouth. Okay, so the critics who criticize the color purple believe.
Let me pause it right there because I think we got the point. So instead of young Black men following, role models, I mean, I'm sure some do, don't get me wrong, but not enough, obviously, if Boozy right now is probably more seen in the manosphere as a leader than Lamar Jackson. Yes, my jaw is dropped. Yeah. That's just because the way they feel that Boosie can lead them into the promised land of manipulating women, and Lamar Jackson, well, he just loves one woman, and that's not what they're about. That's basically what's going down. Let me go ahead and play this clip right here. Here we go.
Statistics out there for the hopeless romantic.
Okay, let me stop that right there for a minute. Here we go.
A new study compares college.
Let me pause that and give you some volume. 1 second. Okay, here we go.
Educated Black women to white female counterparts. That research shows Black women are 53% less likely to marry another educated Black man with a degree. Joining me now to talk about this here on The Factor Uncensored, KG Smooth, Simone Redwine, and Dr. Christine Belliard.
Well, I already got a little bit confused here because I thought it was the man that marries a woman, not the woman marrying the man. Let me go.
3% less likely.
Now I'm going to start over.
Rough statistics out there for the hopeless romantics. A new study compares college-educated Black women to white female counterparts. That research shows Black women are 53% less likely to marry another educated Black man with a degree. Joining me now to talk about this here.
Wow. So what is actually exposed here is that though every other culture, they mention white women, but really it's every other culture of women. They're 53% more or slightly less than that, able to find an equally yoked, educated man than Black women. And you can't blame that on Black women because what that shows you is that Black women are holding up their end of the bargain when it comes to education, being educated, The more educated you are, more than likely, the more money you're going to make. It's that simple. It's that simple. Here we go.
The Factor Uncensored, KG Smooth, Simone Redwine, and Dr. Christine Belliard. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored. So why is this such a lopsided statistic, Doctor?
Oh, good question. So what we know is everything that we talk about, systemic racism, criminal justice issues, all of this really comes up in our families and even in our dating statistics. So starting from
And when you say families, black families.
black families.
Mhm.
Even from the time a black male is born with infant mortality, they have a less likely rate of even surviving to live all the way up until they die. So that really is inequity between the races when it comes to even one, just survival. So now when you have the most educated group, which are now black women, who are looking for partners, and a lot of black women, we're the highest group, along with Asian men, to want to marry within our ethnicity, our race, that are looking for eligible partners. And
Yep. Okay, let's keep it going.
it's difficult because usually people meet in college. That's almost the
Right.
narrative we were fed. Go to college, find you a good man. And that narrative now, it really is being questioned. So there's a lot for us to unpack when it comes to dating, marriage for black women who are educated.
And Simone, you're an attorney.
Yes.
Was that always, or was that a thought for you, looking for educational equality with your
Absolutely.
significant other?
Yes, I wanted an intellectual equal. And actually, my mother had warned me about these statistics back when I was in high school.
What was that
So-
conversation like?
My mother said, don't do like me. She said she focused on what was the girl guy ratio, but didn't know that that meant white girl to white guy ratio. So she said, make sure you ask about black males to black females. I did. And the only school that I found out of all of them that had a ratio in our favor was Notre Dame University. There are 50 black men to every black woman on that campus
Wow.
because of
Wow.
sports. It's a small campus, but they have so many African American men due to their
Did they
sports.
take into account those black men dating white women?
No, yeah, no. But I hope of the 50.
Nope, they don't. Good question.
It's
At the
fun.
50, I was like, we're going to figure this
Don't
out.
fake the funk, you know.
Right about that.
That's real.
Very true. Very true.
So, KG, your thoughts on this study and the struggle that black women face?
I think the question needs to be asked. Is she looking for that at that moment? I mean, I think when you're in college, like, have fun. Like, do you want to be tied down in a relationship while you're studying? I mean, it's going to take away, some of your time, your energy, and all of that. So I think.
Wait a minute. Let me play that again.
I think the question needs to be asked. Is she looking for that at that moment? I mean, I think when you're in college, like, have fun. Like, do you want to be tied down in a relationship while you're studying? I mean, it's going to take away.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's interesting to hear this coming from a dude. Okay.
Some of your time, your energy. And
Well,
all
actually
of-
not, because he's probably speaking for himself and not for the security a woman may want in her life. Let me keep going.
that. So I think one needs to ask themselves, do I want this, or am I going to be here to have fun? And not only that, I mean, is this from PWIs, just predominantly white institutions, that these statistics are prevalent, or did they also gauge the HBCUs?
Can I point out something really fast? I think it's so interesting that the black male pointed out, oh, go to college, have fun. And you have the narrative of go to school and really try to find a mate. What are your best odds? And to me, this speaks to the inequity where you were able to be given the narrative. I'm making an assumption that you should go, develop, have fun. And we know the ratio in most schools to black men compared to black women, it's disproportionate. Some
Right.
schools, it's 13 women to 1 male. And a lot of the men know that. So they're having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But since it's on the
That's
backs
why
of black
KG say go
women,
have fun.
sometimes literally.
You can do
Yeah,
that.
she cleared it up. Yes, on the backs of black women. So the man is having fun, right? Women, see, Kevin Samuels forgot to add this to the repertoire, and I'm gonna put it in there. It's one of my repertoire. Women want security, even if a single woman wants security. And what I mean is a secure life. That's why black women, opt for education and getting educated, because they know that basically you don't want to be in a situation where you're depending on anyone. You don't want to depend on anyone. And that's a smart move because as you can see, this guy right here saying, oh yeah, you should go out there and have fun. The problem is a lot of these men don't stop having fun, as we know. Welcome new Diamond. She says he's gaslighting. He means have sex as much as you can. Exactly. Exactly that. Mr. Snoopy breaks it down like this. I actually agree with him on that. I think college men and women should date, but not look for a permanent relationship. You don't know yourself yet in your 20s. It's self-discovery phase. Yeah, I think basically that's the plan. Usually, Mr. Newbie, but usually for some reason it's like when things get emotional, they get emotional to the point where it's like it should be this would work in a way if things didn't get out of hand. But we've heard so many stories of things getting out of hand in college. I don't know. That's a hard call right there because I've just seen things where people want to have fun, but they get in a relationship. They think they're in a relationship and they're taken advantage of, or unfortunately there's a thing of STDs jumping around too. So you got to be careful of that. I think I'm really quite honestly, yeah. I mean, here, let me keep it going.
Personally,
Yeah, you
I
can
don't
do
think
that.
anybody should get married until 30.
I
if
agree.
you ask me, I mean, because you in your 20s, you're still learning who you are. So trying to jump into a serious relationship.
So that doesn't make sense. That doesn't line up right because but I thought it was 30 where you were hitting the wall. I mean, that's what they tell you, right? So if you're supposed to wait until you're 30 to get married, oh, he's talking for the men.
As you're trying to obtain a degree, I mean, if you're great at balancing, then hey, have at it.
And Dr. Belliar, is it your responsibility, though, to look as a Black female for another Black male?
I love that you point this out. One thing that I'll say, it's important for us to really expand our horizons. For some Black
Boom. Yep. You heard her. Let me play it over again.
I love that you point this out. One thing that I'll say.
We're going to go back. You got to hear the context.
To look as a Black female for another Black male.
I mean, if you're great at balancing, then hey, have at it.
And Dr. Belliar, is it your responsibility, though, to look as a Black female for another Black male?
I love that you point this out. One thing that I'll say, it's important for us to really expand our horizons for some Black women who are open to dating outside their race. Because one thing I'll say, if you open up the pool, you do have a higher likelihood statistically.
Mhm.
And I want to point out with stats.
I've been saying it all the time, all day, every day.
If we understand that 53% of Black women are less likely to get married, that means there are some Black women who are getting married. So we have to also counter this negative that, oh my gosh, because I know I even fell into that. Getting a PhD, there are huge statistics. If you are a Black woman getting a PhD or any graduate degree, you have less than a 15% chance of getting married. So if I would have just fed into that narrative, it's easy to really function from fear.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest thing to counter racism and all of these isms is to always try to counter the narrative. Don't function from fear, but allow yourself to really connect with who you are, what do you really want, and how can you open up yourself to the possibility of your dreams? Because Black
Okay,
women,
this is how I want to describe why, as she put it, as expand your horizons as Black women. If you want to shop for groceries, do you want to shop at a 7-Eleven or do you want to shop at a Safeways or a Kroger's or a Smith's? Why do you want to do that? Some of them, they have the same, that not the same bread. Actually, they don't, but they have the same, they have things you can buy for your fridge, right? Both places, right? Well, the difference is that you have more options, you have more selections, you just, I mean, it's basically the thing is that you have a lot more options. Let's just put it that way. At the, at the larger, grocery stores than you do a 7-Eleven. And I'm sorry, right now, the black male dating pool is 7-Eleven. But if you compare that with a Kroger's, you just have more options and same quality. It's just, just more options. It's that simple. So it's not really a narrative. It's like, look, even black men know that black women, if they chose to date out, would have more options, because black men, they believe they have more options when they date out as well, which is why they do it at twice the clip as black women do. It's not that black women are not, as black men try to say, nobody's checking for you. It's black women chose not to date out. It's not because they can't date out. It's they chose not to date out. That's what's going on. Let me keep it going.
We deserve to have it all. You can pursue a beautiful career, but also your family life. You deserve that as well as anyone else.
Now, Simone, we know you're engaged to a black guy. You came here on the Factor Uncensored, and you guys are both reality stars. You announced it. But did you ever at one point say, look, I can't find the black guy I'm looking for. Let me go with who's breathing and who's got a pulse.
Absolutely.
The standards I'm looking for.
Yes, because for me, a minimum is you have to have at least a college degree. And actually, my sister told me, if Rashid doesn't work out, my fiance, I'm picking a white man for you. She just already told me. She said, yeah, I got to pick, because the ones you have brought home are a little bit crazy and a lot of bit of trouble. So I said, well, let me make this work.
KG, you didn't go home with her, right?
She slipped at the end there. She said, well, let me make this work. That's not a good sign.
Trouble. So I said, well, let me make this work. Actually, my sister told me, if Rashid doesn't work out, my fiance, I'm picking a white man for you. She just already told me. She said, yeah, I got to pick, because the ones you have brought home are a little bit crazy and a lot of bit of trouble. So I said,
okay, see, because let's keep it going.
Let me make this work.
So now she's going to try to make Rashid work. If you have to make something work, I mean, love is work anyway. It's there's things that you have to learn. Relationships are work, but yes, I hope that's how she meant it. Not in he's not compatible, he's terrible, but I'm going to make it work anyway because I'm desperate or whatever. Here we go.
You didn't go home with her, right? You guys were on the same reality show.
Yeah, we were on the same. No, I didn't go home. No, but I will say this, fellas: the intellectual woman, they are the most freakiest. So I want to get you an educated woman.
You see where his mind is at? Have fun. And now listen to him again. The dust is already coming out. I should have put him on the show yesterday.
The intellectual woman, they are the most freakiest. So I want to get you an educated woman. And
wow.
Got a brain too.
See, it wasn't me who said it this time. It was KG's truth.
I mean, here comes the dust. They couldn't keep sex out of the mix. Couldn't do it. Welcome, Ellen. How you doing tonight?
Hi, DJ. I'm doing okay.
That's good.
I just wanted to say this. They keep saying that Black women are not. We should be focused on marriage while we're in college, but I don't think that that's the case. Black women are focused on their studies, and you can see where this guy's mind is at. But a lot of Black women, they mostly go to HBCUs. So if the guy is not in the same headspace as wanting to get married, like she is, and wanting to start a career, then how is she going to accomplish that? Because most men are the ones who propose to women.
Right.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. Well, basically, the thing is that what I see is that if there's a narrative, the narrative is to make it look like. See, the problem that these black male outlets have is they always want to. They're losing chess games because they say, oh yeah, whether you ladies better choose a bus driver or you better choose the light bill guy because there's not that many of us. And then if a woman says, well, fine, I'll just find me a man of another race, and it's like they lose there. You see what I'm saying? That narrative loses. Then they want to come up with, oh well, in college, you're outnumbered. Well, okay, fine. If black women are outnumbered in college, and fine, we just go ahead and find somebody else. So I mean, the thing is this really the solution, quite honestly, for the black community is for black women not to just focus on black men.
Yeah, because oh, I'm sorry. Because I got a bit of a cold. I'm sorry about that.
No
But
problem.
the, most guys that are in college, when like guys from other cultures, like Indian guys, white guys, Asian guys, when they're young, they're focused on a family. I noticed that black guys, American black guys, they want to wait until they're in their 40s to get married, maybe late 30s and 40s to get married. Like, and these guys, they keep saying I hear the manosphere saying that, oh well, black white women, they focus on trying to get a man, and they focus on college. That's not true. They're with a guy who thinks like-minded and who wants to start a family. Like they both black men aren't thinking like that. They're just thinking to run through women.
I mean, basically, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, this guy did not help argue the point you just made because he himself already said, "Oh yeah, why would you want to get married in college when you can you don't know yourself and you should be having fun and all this kind of stuff." And then he just made this snide um, comment, which is not even true, about how intelligent women or yeah, educated, intelligent women are the freakiest, and that's there's no stats to provide that. He just wanted to talk sexual. That's the funny part. So,
Yeah.
and then this dust bucket on the right side, he agreed. Oh yeah, see, it's not just me saying it.
Oh, but
So I guess they're trying to make it to make that into some sort of compliment, you know. But I mean, really, quite honestly, the thing is that so there was a saying that you go when you go to a car dealership and they give you an exceptional deal on a car. They say that the price, the I don't have to say anything. This sells itself or something like that. Especially like when the Tesla came out, that's what people were saying, right? Basically, it's like that. It's basically I don't black women are so it's amazing how loyal black women are to black men right now. And hey, fine by me, right? I'm a black man, but it's detrimental to black women to be that overly loyal to a set of men that have made it clear that if by exhibit one, exhibit A being the manosphere, that they don't even like black women. So
yeah.
it's kind of like a situation where they are literally black women are forcing themselves to date men that are more than likely not going to appreciate them. And when somebody doesn't appreciate you, they don't treat you right. That's how I see it. I mean, I'm not saying date outside your race and then marry outside your race. You might date outside your race and then find in that search um, the type of qualities you want, and you might find it in a black man. But it's at the same time, um, if you don't keep an open mind, then you might end up with dating somebody with a closed mind. Let's put it that way. It's hard for me to explain it, but that's just what I'm saying. I mean, it's like I know it's weird coming out of a black man saying, "Oh, you ladies need to open up your options." But it's just pure logic. It's pure logic. I don't want women My thing is this: I don't want women to get abused. And if you force yourself to date unqualified partners, you're probably going to get abused. That's the best explanation I can give to people why a black man like me is telling you that you need to expand your options. Is not because there aren't any good black men out there. It's just there's just not enough. There's just simply not enough. There's just not enough. There's already 2 million more black women if every single black man paired up with a black woman.
Yeah, that's true. But DJ, I wanted to make I'm not getting off the subject, but I just want to tell you how deep the rabbit hole goes because black women they're so loyal when the English and well basically it was the English and the Dutch came over to Africa. They didn't want the English and Dutch, they did not want female slaves. The Spanish and the Portuguese did because they wanted to interbreed with, their cargo. But the English and Dutch, they refused to, they was against having female slaves. But the women in Africa, they begged them. They said, if my king goes, I'm gonna go. I'm not. Those women over there, they were so brainwashed. They were even fighting wars to keep slavery going, but that's a different story, as you could see in the movie. But those women begged. They said, I cannot, just let me go with my husband or king or whatever. And they begged these guys, and they said, okay, well, it'll just be a 2-for-1 deal. So that's terrible because they knew that their children would be enslaved. But it's like black women are in a deep hypnotic state. And I'm telling the truth, I can't make this stuff up. They did not want female slaves, the English and the Dutch. But the black women just insist they couldn't separate themselves from black men.
Got it. Let me read this message from Phoenix Soul. She says, I say, stop being afraid to be alone. Exactly. That's extremely important, Phoenix Soul, what you just said there. Learn what love means. Give it to yourself. And if you come out still wanting a man, she didn't finish her comment, but we'll let her finish the comment. But basically, what it means is that self-esteem comes first. Let's put it that way. Self-esteem is your number one thing. If your self-esteem is not there, man or woman, then you need to fix that first before moving forward. Because the key is this: if let's say the key in the dating pool is this: if the pool is low, okay, let's say you want to find the right person. Unfortunately, if there's no right person around you, then why date a wrong person? And I believe a lot of people do that, whether it's men or women. Why would you date the wrong person? Now, it's funny because the manosphere, I bring them up again, okay? They have the words, you should have chose better and whatever. They don't understand that they are the ones that they are the bad selections themselves that women made. So it's funny that we're hearing from the bad selections that black women should choose better, which I agree, because no, it shouldn't be these men. I mean, why would you choose a bad black man over a good, let's say, non-black man? Why would you do that? A good non-black man who's going to treat you good, treat you right, and versus just a black man, but just because he's black, you're gonna take all that abuse. Why? Why would you do that? If it was reverse, if the stats were reverse, I would say the same thing. So the bottom line is not about it's just logic. You just want more options because you're not going to find it. Let me complain this for a minute. Here we go.
Is there ever, for you
Mhm.
as a male? Like, okay, I need her to have this, that, or do you say, it's if we can get along, I like that. If I love her,
Yeah, I definitely have some characters. I want her to be smart. I want her to be funny, and I want her to be carefree. You know, I'm not in the business of trying to control a human being. That's not my job. You know, if I rock with you, I rock with you, good, bad, and indifferent. So, you know, just be authentically you.
And Dr. Belliard, for those who may have that checklist, and there are a lot of women. Are you telling me to rap when I just asked the question?
It's getting good.
Really quick, with a checklist.
Yes,
if you
yes,
have
yes.
a checklist and you want that checklist,
Right.
but it's not happening, what would you tell that woman in 20 seconds?
I would just say in 20 seconds to get some feedback on your list, right? See, head nod. Make sure you check in with people that perhaps you look up to that are in relationships, people that perhaps are really great friends. Because what I'll say, sometimes people are bound by their checklist, and sometimes, yeah, he may not be 6'7", but he may be 5'11", and you're married.
I think if your checklist has focused on characters or emotional quality, that's different. If your checklist is on, looks, I think the looks should be kind of in the middle of the checklist. I mean, they're important, but they should be in the middle of the checklist. But yeah, you should be loving and caring and responsible and stable and nonviolent is on your checklist. Them stay. Those stay. Okay. Checklist like, well, I'm not going 1/2 of a quarter inch under 6 feet. Oh, he's got to be, caramel. He can't be light skin or dark skin. Then yeah, that's something that needs to be down on the list. It can be on the list. It can be on the list. Just it would be down on the list. Find character first, but that's. I mean, everybody knows that. That goes without saying. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this: if your checklist focuses on looks, you need to check yourself first. Bars.
I just wanted to say something. These guys that since when did it just doesn't sound right. These guys just don't want any responsibility to begin with. They don't want to get married or, have a responsibility. Since when did men start having checklists for women? Because usually men are just like have some type of attraction or connection to a woman. He's feeling her. He really likes her a lot, and eventually it becomes into love. He wants to possess that woman in his life, and he provides all the stuff for the woman. Like, I just don't understand these guys. Why are these it's unfortunately it's mostly black guys that are on social media talking about, oh, a woman has to be a blah blah blah, and she has to make a certain amount of money, she got to be intelligent, she got to be this that doesn't, I mean, you're supposed to be the one that's
Right.
providing and taking care of her. I don't understand that.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's funny because now there's that narrative. Now there's a new narrative of men are the prize, but they don't. We don't. For the most part, most of these men don't have any prizes to give. They're not nice men. They're inconsiderate, and by evidence by the football player who disrespected his own wife. They don't respect you. Where's the prize? What part of that is a prize? A prize is supposed to be something that is supposed to be an advantage to a woman, not a disadvantage. And that's why that conversation that the guy said, well, I'm the prize and everything. You're not supposed to be, everybody knows you're on that show because of her. Because if he was so good that he could have been on the show on his own, he would have been on the show on his own long before, because he's been there for 3 years, right? If he was so talented, he would have been on that show by himself before even meeting Simone Biles. But he wasn't on the show before meeting with Simone Biles because he hadn't performed well enough to be called a star. He's not a football star. He's a football player, which is fine. But let's make that determination. He is not the cog of the wheel of the team that he is on. Okay. So the problem is that he had no problem, downing his own wife. Why? No other race of man would do that. No other race of man would do that. And and I'm mad about that more because it makes me and other black men look bad. Like, damn, I mean, this guy, that's what you call black male bashing, is because black male bashing to me is when one black male makes a whole race of black men look bad. That's bashing because our value goes down collectively. Those people, look, I hate to bring Simone back into it for a minute, but I need to talk about this for a second. This is why that was so disgusting. Number one, Simone Biles is a role model, not for just black women. She is a role model for, oh man, a lot, every race, everybody loves her. That's why just about every other race went in on dude. Okay? It's not just what he said, but the way he said it and how they even got to that subject about how they met. And he used everything was about him being the higher value person. I would like to ask him to show me his 8 trophies that he received, because Simone Biles got 8 medals on her own. Okay. So that's what bothers me a lot. Everybody, make sure you like and subscribe. Miss RV's in the house. Miss RV is in the house. Phoenix Soul is in the house. Thank you, Phoenix Soul, for the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Have a good day. I appreciate your super chat so much, Phoenix Soul. And more so, I mean, you were dropping some gems in the chat. Everybody, you got to read Phoenix Soul's comments. They were on point all the time. I mean, this right here just gets me. If your checklist focuses on looks, you need to check yourself first. Bars. So anyway, before we get into the next segment, welcome New Diamond onto the panel. Welcome, New Diamond.
Hi, New Diamond.
Hi. I just wanted to come up with my negative ass for a quick statement. and, and say that to tap onto the thing about, and I'm gonna tell about something personal, a story which is actually recent, like yesterday. There's a black man that has been, we've been, oh God, I can't even describe this dude, but he's one of those people that I want to give an example. I've known him for about like a year now, I think so, and I blocked him, and then we cussed each other out, and because it's like talking to a wall. Now, when I was saying in the chat that they're incapable of love, which is something I'm echoing from Princella, but the reason why that I could echo is that because I've experienced that even currently, you know what I'm saying? It's because and I wish I gotta find a way that I can save this voicemail he sent to me. I can't because it's a voicemail. I gotta figure out. I gotta get a recorder and something and play it. I gotta save this thing because it'd be a perfect audio to have. Because I have told this dude several times my expectations, and like I'm not gonna be your secret. I'm not. I expect this. I expect this. I've never dated a man that's where I'm your secrets. It don't work that way. I don't do that. And since you're saying that you don't want me to mess with nobody, you're saying that you're gonna want to be my boyfriend, all this stuff like this. But all you want to do is pick me up and take me to a hotel for 2 hours and then take me back home.
Okay.
Now,
Wait, new. How does that pertain to what we're talking about right now?
Well, I'm getting ready to tell you. We're talking about like the incapable of love.
Okay,
and when it comes to men. Okay, so yesterday he sends a voicemail and he says, I do care about you. I really do care about you. I'm really in love with you, but I don't know how to show it. Okay. And my whole thing is I have told him how I want to be loved. Okay. And I have told him I don't want just to be a Buddha call. Okay. So why are you talking about you don't know how to love me? Okay. So the point I'm making is that a lot of them are really incapable of showing love to whom they are with. And that's my point.
got it. Yeah. So the yeah, basically that's true. I think a lot of men, especially in our community, have lost, are brought up not to love women and anyone. They're brought up to basically survive, and that's about it. And
But
part of survival is not loving women. It's that simple. They survival to them is to conquer and to control. Anyway, on to the next thing. I want you to listen to Judge Joe Brown. He says some very, 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 very interesting things. So let me get back into it right about
he
here.
looks terrible.
Yeah, well, he's an old cat, so here we go. Here we go.
What up, y'all? It's your man Sam, Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. You're in the building for another edition of the Hip Hop Censored Podcast. We've got a special guest back in the building. Got the good Judge Joe Brown back on the podcast for round number either 5, 6, 10, who knows? But brother always shows us love. We definitely appreciate you, Judge. How you doing?
Yeah. Good work, brother. Everything's all right.
Yes, sir. Definitely appreciate you coming on, man, during a time where definitely your perspective is needed and appreciated. So let's start off with the mayor race. You had the mayor race back in October. Paul Young ended up winning the mayor of Memphis. Let's talk about
Little punk. He has no connection with the neighborhood. He's in his mid-30s. He couldn't walk out in the neighborhood without his ass getting kicked. So it is what it is. He's in the back pockets of the current mayor who employed him for 6 years, then got him a job
Yeah, we're gonna move forward. That's let's keep going.
to distribute Joe Blow, G.I. Joe and all that other stuff. But, be careful what you ask for. You just might. What kind of rating are we? RX or what here?
You do your thing, Judge.
Uncensored. Be careful what the fuck you ask for. You just might get.
So talk about, obviously there's some corruption going on. How long
Yes,
has it
Joe
been
Brown is a nutcase. Joe Brown is a nutcase. He's from my city. Black men love that clown. Yep, and he is still that.
going on?
Yeah, Memphis is probably the most corrupt large city in the United States.
Heard that.
The gangsters out in the streets, they say, hey, we're tired of the killing, but what can we do? There's no power structure, police, city hall, anything in here. Everything's just do what you can, steal what you can. And if the people at the top are doing it, people at the bottom will do it too. So the youngsters are going out killing folk, and we just became the murder capital of the United States, where our total homicide rate so far this year is about equal to the combined homicide totals for LA and New York.
Wow.
So it's bad. It's a lot of killing going on because there's hopelessness out there. And now we have a leftist district attorney who needed to replace the corrupt idiot on the right, a woman who was held to be probably America's most corrupt district attorney. And he fired a lot of the staff, and he's off into this defund police bit. So somebody I know, president of a local black HBCU, a black university, got held up at gunpoint, armed robbery, and his car hijacked, a Porsche. and they caught the juvenile in the vehicle. They have a brief chase that they have on record. They got him, they caught him, booked him, and then were directed to let him go without having to post bond. So
Wow.
Wow.
they're allegations, but that's not how it works in real life. So, that's what you get. The criminal court judges are complaining that the DA's office fired so many people that knew how to little bit try a case.
Okay, let me see if I can get to a more logical spot here.
More of that other bullshit going down. I'm turned around, man. I'm back on track. So when you would overcome that adversity, you kick ass one way or the other. If you aren't physically able to do it, you smarten up to do it, or you
Okay, here we go, right here. See if this is
more dick than anybody else and got more butt fucked than anybody except.
Oh, this is the creepy part right here. Here we go.
Serving as a judge, I heard that you took the recidivism rate from 80% to 18.
Yeah, I did.
Obviously, the man for the
Yeah.
job or something like that for that city. So
Earlier
talk
today,
about that.
I met up with some people for lunch. About 5 or 6 folk walked by. Judge, I want to thank you for what you did. What did I do? Man, you showed me how to be a man. Like, that was it, man. Once I figured out, hey, this is what you got to do to be a man. Ain't no more of that other bullshit going down. I'm turned around, man. I'm back on track. See, what we have is too little manhood down in the hood. We got a lot of bitches out there that got dick still swinging.
Oh my
They don't know how to be men. See, if you're a real man, you're about protecting and providing. You're about promoting manhood so they can come and help you protect womanhood and childhood. When you're doing this other shit, like we got these fantasies about, hey man, it's all about pimping, man. No, fuck, pimps are the lowest bitches on the planet.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect. I thought that this guy was in his early 50s. But I don't know why. I just looked up his age, but I thought he was in his early 50s or like late 40s. I don't know why, but I thought that he was. That's why I made that comment.
Well,
But
isn't he like around 80?
yeah, he's 76.
Yeah, okay.
I just looked it up, so I apologize. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, this was a logical thing he said right here about the having problem with the pimps and everything. The problem is that this is where the denial aspect of the manosphere comes in. They actually follow pimps. Literally some people call themselves pimps. They follow Sotomayor. He was a porn star, so that's as close to a pimp as you can be.
Wait, who?
Sotomayor, or whatever his name is.
Tommy Sotomayor?
Yep.
He was a porn star? Ew, as ugly as he is.
Yep.
Oh God, I want to.
Yeah, and they love him.
Sick.
There's some guy who there's a guy who he calls himself. His dad was a pimp. I forgot his name. But then there was another pimp who just died. Who?
Tariq Nasheed.
He probably was a pimp too.
No, yeah, he was an ex-pimp.
See, pimps run the manosphere. Nobody wants to say it, but I just said it. Allegedly, they do. If it's not the pimps themselves, it's a pimp mentality. And unfortunately, it's a part of the community. Watch, as much as I disagree with Judge Roe Brown, we do agree on one thing. Listen to this. Here we go.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Bullshit, all this other kind of shit all day long.
Yeah. No, we definitely been following the mayor race, so definitely wanted to bring that up.
Too late now. Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it, because now I don't have to be nice to anybody.
Heard that.
Right. Talk about your time, serving as a judge. I heard that you took the recidivism rate from 80% to 18.
Yeah, I did.
Obviously, the man for the job or something like that for that city. So
Earlier
talk about
today,
that.
I met up with some people for lunch. About 5 or 6 folk walked by. Judge, I want to thank you for what you did. What did I do? Man, you showed me how to be a man. And like, that was it, man. Once I figured out, hey, this is what you got to do to be a man. Ain't no more of that other bullshit going down. I'm turned around, man. I'm back on track. See, what we have is too little manhood down in the hood. We got a lot of bitches out there that got dicks still swinging.
So basically, what he's saying is that he actually sounds a lot like Cynthia G right now.
You know what? I can understand why they would see him as like a role model. No, them, not reasonable people, because he seems like the man's man, like very masculine.
Right.
And so they just want, a lot of these guys, they don't have any idea of what manhood is. So when they see a guy, like him, I think they're, lured in by his masculinity, but that's what I think.
My strong argument point is this, is that he is actually on here, Judge Joe Brown, in this moment, bashing black men. Listen again. Listen one more time. Here we go.
Yeah, I did.
Obviously, the man for the job or something like that for that city. So
Earlier
talk
today,
about that.
I met up with some people for lunch. About 5 or 6 folk walked by. Judge, I want to thank you for what you did. What did I do? Man, you showed me how to be a man. And like, that was it, man. Once I figured out, hey, this is what you got to do to be a man. Ain't no more of that other bullshit going down. I'm turned around, man. I'm back on track. See, what we have is too little manhood down in the hood. We got a lot of bitches out there that got dicks still swinging. They don't know how to be men. See, if you're a real man, you're about protecting and providing. You're about promoting manhood so they can come and help you protect womanhood and childhood. When you're doing this other shit, like we got these fantasies about, hey,
Isn't
man,
that the Black Manosphere that says that protection is not supposed to be about protecting black women? They said that.
it's all about pimping, man. No, fuck, pimps are the lowest bitches on the planet. Used to be in the penitentiary, they sucked more dick than anybody else and got more butt fucked than anybody except child molesters.
Why is he saying this?
Damn. Well, let's see what else he got to say.
That's reality.
Yeah.
But people don't want to hear that. See, I grew up in South Central LA. I'm not supposed to be where I am right now. So I bring that like, hey, I ain't trying to get down on you. I'm just trying to tell you, like, you want to do something about changing your situation. You got to stop worrying about who's fucking you over. Everything on the goddamn planet is trying to fuck.
Right, because the manosphere always says, oh yeah, it's the man doing this and it's the man doing that, or it's the black woman doing this and the black woman doing that. And he right here, one of their heroes is telling them exactly what's going down, but I guarantee you not, they're gonna go straight back to bashing black women. Just like, and I was told, and Rich is saying this, he hate black women, and he hates black women too. But he still he doesn't like the black. He still has at least a little bit of logic to say that black men in the community are not doing what they need to be doing. That's simply what he's saying. I'm saying in a very nice way, and he's not.
You over. So that's adversity, whether it had saber teeth and it was a tiger, or whether it's a lion or something like that in East Africa. It's adversity. It's your job as a man to overcome that adversity. So when you would overcome that adversity, you kick ass one way or the other. If you aren't physically able to do it, you can smarten up to do it, or you can add yourself to the numbers of people that do it. So kick ass, conquer adversity. It's a challenge. And when you whip it,
yeah, conquer adversity, not women. That's my side. What do you think, Ellen?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff he was saying was like it sounded perverted. I mean, but he was telling the truth. He was I didn't understand the liger and the the lions and the saber tooth tigers. I didn't get what he was trying to go there, but yeah, like I said before, that a real man doesn't ask a woman to bring anything to the table but herself. Okay,
Right.
don't believe that, ladies. You know, these guys. He's right. There are some guys with women with elongated clitorises walking the communities. I mean, these guys don't have a clue of how to be men, and the manosphere are just cowardly, defeatist. I'm sorry, the conquered men who have zero power, because a man who always blames other people, especially women, on his own issues, feels powerless. So these guys feel very, very powerless.
Let me break down this from Rich Rich. Legal issues. March 2014, Brown was arrested in Memphis, Tennessee, and charged with 5 counts contempt of court and getting verbally abusive during a child support case overseen by magistrate. Wow. Yep. So he's a problem himself. Man, that is crazy.
Child
That is
support. What
crazy.
child does he have as old as he is?
I know.
Ew.
That's crazy. Anyway, I didn't have a whole lot to say tonight. I think let me go here. All right. I think I got something to take care of. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. Spicy Black Tina on stage, Ellen Ripley and New Diamond. And we will be back tomorrow. We're gonna have another live stream tomorrow. It'll be obviously a little bit longer than this one, but I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. I'm gonna hit it from the top.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right.
All right, shout out
It's not hard to fool me.
to Mr. Snoopy, Reno
'Cause I'm
West,
addicted to the good life.
Spicy Black Tina, Rich Rich,
Lead the way,
New Diamond,
I follow. No
Phoenix
need
Cole.
to say
Again, Phoenix Cole, thank you for the $2 super chat.
where we are heading
Miss
now,
RB,
babe. I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it
Ellen
all.
Ripley,
So tell your good
Ellen,
night.
thank you.
'Cause I'll find a better one.
Peter Ward,
Yeah. Susceptible
Tam,
night. Before the moment flies.
T Mama,
Ooh. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Ooh.
all right, everybody.
Susceptible night.